Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another Kickin' It session. And today I have my main man, Rice Crypto. Met him about 4 or 5 months ago, just online, various crypto communities. But I got a chance to really kick it with him out in Las Vegas at the World Crypto Con. Really down to earth cat. That's the type of people I like to hang out with, people. So check him out. He's a voluntarist, anarchist, and a crypto advocate. Without further ado, welcome my main man, Rice Crypto, and he'll be in the chat rooms with us tonight. So show him some love, people. Holla!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chris Rice Crypto here, and today I am joined by my friend Crypto Blood, who's also
What's up, man?
What's up, man? He's also a fellow content creator, and we've been talking for several months about getting together and having a conversation. And finally, we've been able to get the time to do it. So we wanted to have a little fireside chat, getting to know each other, talk about each other's channels and what we're about. And we figured we would kind of do like a little low-key fireside chat. And so what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm always excited to be on a show where their avatar is created by the same person that created mine. So we got something in common right out the gate.
When I was doing that thumbnail, it made me remember, because I think he did logos for a couple other people, and I reached out to him, and he's his name's, I think it's Eric Ticci. I'm not sure how you would pronounce it.
Eric Ticci, I think.
Ticci, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got to be fortunate enough to be one of his last commission pieces for a minute, because he's going to be working on some tarot decks and some other projects that he's doing that are art related. So he's going to be committing his time to that. Yeah, man. So how that whole thing came about, he was one of the WebBot members back in early when I started the channel, the Telegram room. And I don't know how, but somehow it came about that, he was putting up these graphics. I'm like, bro, can you do a avatar of me? He's like, yeah, just send me your, a picture of yourself and I'll put it together. Man, this dude turned this around like in literally an hour and a half. I'm like, what the hell? How? Like, how did you do this in an hour and a half? No, he's super talented.
Money. I had to forcefully give him money, and he's a nice guy, man. So then I'm like, I started just blasting it in the rooms, like, yo, if you guys need some graphic help, man, this guy is the one. So shout out to Eric Ticci.
Yeah, most definitely. And working with him was really cool, man, because he was able to take my ideas and put them onto paper for me in a way that I couldn't do and other artists weren't able to do. And I was also trying to get him to do something that was a little bit differentiated from some of the other work that he did.
Right. So I don't know, how did you even know that we had the same? Because your avatar doesn't look like his normal work.
And he did make one that kind of looked like his normal work. It just was very cartoonish, and I just wasn't feeling it, and he wasn't feeling it either. And it was actually somewhere in the World Crypto Con conversation in our Telegram chat group that we were in. And I had saw the logo that somebody had posted up and knew that it was the same. I couldn't remember which other content creator it was, but I remember it was the same person who did yours. And so I reached out to him, and it took because I'm really kind of picky, it took a couple times of him doing some sketches and sending stuff back. But
oh, you're one of those types.
A little bit. Because I really wanted to this, because I've been working on a logo, and I really wanted this to like it,
I say that because I run a web development company. I do graphics and stuff for clients, create logos. I'm not on the level that Eric Ticci is, but man, I've got one right now I'm working with. Like, I try to streamline the process as much as possible by having them fill out a logo survey and give me as much detail as possible. And sometimes you just get those clients, bro, that it just revision after revision. So that's cool. I'm glad he got you something nice. It looked good. I like it.
Well, since we're both content creators, man, and we're going to pretty much put this on both of our channels, I wanted to kind of introduce ourselves to each other's audience. So could you tell us a little bit about your channel, and then I'll follow up and tell a little bit about what my channel is about too?
Yeah, sure, man. So I started it about a year and a half and some change ago. I call myself a 6-year amateur in the crypto game. Been in crypto for 6 years, but learning every day something new. So what I try to bring to my audience is normally just industry news, right? Topics going on. I don't try to be specifically focused on one coin or one project. I just bring news that I think is going to be critical for the subscriber to make decisions on their own. So I'm all about, having people learn how to fish instead of giving them a fish. That's kind of my philosophy. So that's what I do on a daily basis. I do that. Also, I have a computer science background and finance. So I build algorithms as well. So I've got a BitMEX algorithm that I just launched about a week and a half ago, and it's doing very well.
I didn't know that.
To the public. Yeah, I launched it to the public a week and a half ago, but I've been trading it for about 4 or 5 months, about 4 months, okay. And up 240% year to date. So yeah, just doing those two things, man, focusing on crypto. I took a leap of faith and put a lot of time or decided to put a lot of time into this crypto space a year and a half ago from a content creating standpoint.
Yeah.
It's paying off, I guess.
So was that like April or so of last year?
April, June,
okay,
somewhere around May, June.
Yep. I finally bought in like late April, early May of last year because I had been studying blockchain and Bitcoin and was apprehensive and not sure where it was going to go. Didn't really realize what it was, and then when I finally bought it, started getting into more of those aspects of where I'm at today, and we'll kind of get into that in a minute. But with your channel, do you do like specifically just crypto content, or do you like branch out in any other avenues?
I started branching out about a month and a half ago, actually, doing off crypto topic type videos, zero hedge related videos. I've been a big zero hedge fan for many years. Actually, I have to credit zero hedge for actually getting me into Bitcoin. I read an article about 6 years ago about the concept and the technology of Bitcoin at that time. Don't know how I did not ever see Max Kaiser talk about it back then, but I didn't. I missed those days. But he started.
That was late 2012.
He started talking about it in 11.
But you got involved late
2012. Late 12. Yep.
What was the price of Bitcoin when you got involved?
It's about $78.
Damn.
$79. Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I really wish I would have been aware of it back then.
People ask me when I got in and I tell them when I purchased, and then I get that response all the time. But really, that's hindsight. So back then, we didn't know what the hell this thing was going to do. We didn't know if it was going to go to zero or if it was going to, we didn't know. Like you had Trace Mayer out talking about $1 million Bitcoin back then and why and all of that. But honestly, bro, it was a huge experiment then. It still is today, I think. But you got a lot more at risk, a lot of more capital at risk today. So I think it's a little bit more real now. But then, man, there wasn't even exchange. There was no Coinbase. I think Coinbase didn't come on board until 13, middle or late 13, something like that. So. Okay. It was a wild, wild west, like for real back then.
Right. And it definitely the technology has progressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with my channel, I obviously cover cryptocurrency topics. I don't do like any type of price talk or any type of trade talk, any type of tech analysis or anything like that. Not a financial analyst. I believe in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies as having that aspect to allow us to change the world. And I believe in the power of decentralization, and I really want to make people knowledgeable to that. And like you, I want to help people to think for themselves and question everything that they're taught, everything they're being told in the media. But as far as the cryptocurrency content, I do interviews, I do product reviews and things to that effect, cover some news articles. I've been slacking on my content, which is something I'm getting ready to change, starting to get ready to get more into creating my content, hopefully more on a daily basis, if not a couple more videos a week is what I'm planning on doing, and then trying to go daily. But I also talk about anarchy and voluntarism related topics. I interview people like Adam Kokesh, Brian Ellison. He's a guy who was running for Congress in Michigan. Mm-hmm. And I think you're in Michigan.
I am. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the district he's in, but he got a lot of coverage for bullying the police.
Hmm.
He was actually having some issues with the police and was it's a long story. I mean, people can go on my channel and check out this interview. It's a pretty cool interview. It's an interesting deal this guy was going through with the police. But and I also talk about something called practice change, which is it's basically it's what I do to daily practice being the change that I want to see in this world. And I've been going through a lot of changes in my life, wanting to improve who I am and be a better person, and just generally growing up and looking at the world differently, looking at the world through new eyes. And with trying to be the change that you want to see in this world, it sets an example for what you would like for other people to do. And I've been meeting more people who have this type of mentality of being the change, who are trying to set this example. And basically, the more of us who do that, the more it starts to ignite the fire. And in combination with like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, if we're going to try to change the world and disrupt industries, disrupt the financial markets, disrupt fiat money, and change those aspects, we're still going to have the same problems that humanity has if we don't change who we are as humans. So I think it's kind of time that we get back to being human beings again and treating people how we want to be treated, because I think we've gotten really off track with that. So that's a big part of my channel.
Wow, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, I'm always trying to improve myself for sure. And it's funny because I've recently met a very wealthy individual, billionaire, and just seeing how if he can get up every day to try, and not saying that money is everything, and actually this proves that money isn't everything and wealth isn't everything, but if you can get up every day like that I observed him doing, and like go full hard 100% every day, everyone should. Like that means we all can improve every day. Like there's something for us to improve and better ourselves with. So I'm all with that.
We can learn from our experiences every day, whether good or bad, so that the next day we can be a better version of us and be a better version of that change that we want to see. I mean,
right.
A lot of people complain about things, and years ago, before I got involved in cryptocurrency, I felt like there was a lot of things in the world that I wanted to see change, but I really didn't feel like as an individual that I really had much of an impact, and I wasn't going to be able to make any sort of a difference. But once I got involved with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I started meeting people, started going down these rabbit holes and leading me in these directions of anarcho-capitalism and leading me to learn more about economics and things like that, which I think are really important. So that's another topic too that I try to cover. I interview people like Lynette Zhang from ITM Trading.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not necessarily a crypto person, but
right.
She knows.
She caught a lot of flack like last year over some of her statements about crypto, and I kind of was critical. I did a video about her.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's not pro crypto, but I did get her to, at least while we were in one of the interviews I did with her, she admitted that once we see like an economic crash, she would take some of her precious metals and get some cryptocurrencies, because she knows that there's things that she would want to purchase that she's not going to be able. So
because we're actually on the same team, and that's what I kind of said in the video. Like there, a lot of I see less of that today, but it's still there. A lot of those PM guys, they just, especially bro, back in like when I got into Bitcoin, you should have seen some of the comments under a lot of the Zero Hedge articles that there'll be every once in a while there'll be a Bitcoin article on Zero Hedge. Man, the precious metal people would be in there going ham.
That's crazy.
And it was a lot of fighting back then for sure. And we're on the same page, man. We're on the same team, and it's more like, we're trying to separate ourselves from this evil system that we have.
Well, I think that was her biggest thing with cryptocurrencies, that she feels like ultimately these were created by the governments. Like this is like, it's set up by them. So she feels like this is just getting us sucked into the next system. And that's her point of view.
Okay. And when I hear people say that, my rebuttal is it's open sourced.
Right.
So I even believe that it was created by maybe a rogue group within maybe the CIA or something like that, that said, you know, we're gonna leak this technology for good, you know, like those white hat type cats. And it doesn't matter. It's open source. It's open source, so we know how to have trustless distributed currency now, so that the cat is out the bag. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So if they overtake Bitcoin, uh, you know, Litecoin, whatever coin you like, if they overtake that, we as a community can just take that same copy of code and start something new. So I don't necessarily think that the government can control it, but they can control our minds. And so that's why I always, on my channel, man, I'm always telling people, like, be careful with this Ripple stuff, you know, understand what sound money is, understand what, you know, decentralization is, understand what owning your own, being your own boss when it comes to your money. You have to understand those critical key points that were really lost in 2017, because you had a flood of new people coming in from, you know, non-anarchy libertarian groups,
Right.
which that's all I saw in cryptos back in the early days. That's all, we were all on the same page when it came to that point. But, you know, 17 really brought many people that didn't understand that concept like you do, and don't care either. So we're bound to fall for the same traps if you know, we don't educate ourselves.
Yeah.
What's really going on?
Yeah, because I mean, if we don't really, you know, educate the masses and let people know what the power of decentralization is, then governments will try to implement some sort of centralized cryptocurrency, like, or a centralized digital asset like Ripple, because I don't consider Ripple to be a cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
But it is definitely centralized. Now, I mean, from a trading aspect, it does have its benefits.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you can profit off the trades, but it's not something that I would sit there and believe in the future of, and that Ripple is going to change the world.
Right.
Not like Bitcoin.
No, it may change the world, but and that's the thing. I tell people, like, just because I don't believe in a project doesn't mean I don't think it will succeed. Ripple probably will succeed because they're integrating within their, you know, they're teaming up with the people who have all the money.
So financial systems of banks.
Right. Yeah. So it may succeed, but that doesn't mean, I mean, me not liking it doesn't mean that it won't succeed, is basically what I'm saying. It may, I don't know, but I'm not going to really promote it, you know, because I want people to really understand true sound money and independence in that fashion from finance, you know.
And since you're talking about that, I think on Twitter we were talking about this. Mike Maloney's Hidden Histories of Money.
Loved it.
That's a great series. So I mean,
if
people haven't watched that, you know, definitely check out that Mike Maloney series, because he just put out 2 new episodes, 9 and 10.
9 and 10, yeah.
Which does a really good job comparing the whole.
It's funny because when I get people, when I used to try to help people understand cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, I would send them to that series, the Mike Maloney series, because that shows them what it's not. So basically, if you can show a person what is wrong with the system, it's easier for them to understand what is right with Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies.
Right.
When I saw that tweet, I was like, right on, brother. That was it. Like, that's my, like, startup kit for individuals who are trying to get into cryptos. Because I want you to get in it from a non-speculative perspective, you know?
Right. And also, I mean, I another reason that I strongly believe in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and decentralization and blockchain technology is something that Mike Maloney talks about, is the possibility of the US dollar crashing and the whole system just kind of crashing. And the answer to, you know, help people out in that situation, cryptocurrencies and precious metals would be the ways to be able to preserve your wealth if something like that was to occur. So, I mean, since you're into Mike Maloney and you seem to follow, like, some economics and things like that, how do you feel about the possibility of the crash of the US dollar? Do you think it's imminent? Do you think that the system will just keep going on? What are your thoughts?
It's gonna keep going on, brother. And I used to be a firm believer that it was gonna crash, and I just knew it was gonna crash. Every month, I just knew it was coming, right? And so I think 2008, man, really lifted the veil for many people, including me, on what this whole system was. That's when Mike Maloney really got popular. That's when I, came into knowing his work. Was, I think, around 2009 or something like that. And so a lot of people did kind of wake up, open that third eye when it comes to, our financial system, our monetary system. But as I've over the last 10 years and even longer than that, I can't believe it's been 10 years, 11 years, 10 years, something like that. But ever since the crash, man, I just see how they operate, meaning the government, the Federal Reserve. They just move the goalposts. So they'll do whatever. They printed $29 trillion since the crash of 2008. 29 trillion.
But I mean, now on the same context of all that, you have now like the American people and globally people losing faith in the American government. And that's something that's changed since 2008. And another thing, and that is changing things, in my opinion, is you've got China with their Chinese yuan, petro yuan.
Mm-hmm.
You got Russia, the Middle Eastern countries, Venezuela. India are all working towards de-dollarization because they don't like the fact that the U.S. dollar is our global.
But it doesn't. I agree, and I did a non-crypto video on de-dollarization.
So I mean, if we have hyperinflation take place in the United States, I could definitely see that crash take place. I mean, it's going to take a lot of different things, but if you have these powers that I'm talking about combining together, trying to fight against the U.S. dollar, I find it very possible that you can see an end to this system that we've got.
You take a look at, so hyperinflation doesn't mean the end of a system, though. That's the crazy thing.
I know. We've experienced
Zimbabwe
that in the 70s and stuff. We experienced it here in the United States in the 70s.
Yeah, we did. Right. So we kind of experienced that a little bit. And so what they'll do is just move the goalposts. They'll create a new fiat currency and shift all of the demand and value to that new currency. And they'll play the game, bro, until the end of time because they run the system. So they're not going to let the system implode on themselves. They're going to change the rules, bend the rules, whatever they need to do to change it. But that doesn't mean we can't still be proactive. I think being in precious metals, having hard assets will help protect you from that robbing mechanism that we call inflation. Right. So, we can protect ourselves by being in assets that are deflationary. So.
Yeah, because I mean, our system is designed to not encourage people to save because you save $1,000 today, 5 years from now, it loses purchasing power.
Absolutely.
And so it's a system that's designed to not want you to save money. But if you were to transfer your money into something like cryptocurrencies and trade, or something like into your precious metals or hard assets like real estate, you can definitely keep the value of your money that people just don't realize.
Right. So I agree with you there. So I don't think the game is going to end. It may get worse. It may speed up a little bit, but they'll do something. They'll do something to keep this thing going. And honestly, it's probably the best to keep this thing going, because if it does crash, you're going to have money ain't going to matter. It's going to be guns and butter. It's going to be guns and butter. That's it. You better have your bullets, your guns, and food, because that's how bad it will get if this thing does collapse. So people, over the years, I was on that camp, wanting to crash. When is it coming? You really don't want it, bro. You really don't. People really do not want that to happen.
Oh, no, I know, dude. I mean, it's not like I want to see this crash if it was to take place, because I can see exactly what would happen, because it would just be complete pandemonium. People are going to be robbing and stealing from each other, and it's not going to be pretty.
Just take Katrina, and just multiply it by like 10-fold. You know, that's exactly what it's going to look like. So
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen.
And
I just
Venezuela is a good example too of what happens with
Venezuela's a good, yep. And I like what they're doing, Dash and Digibyte and Nano, what they're doing down there.
Yeah.
I think cryptos will work even better in those scenarios from the bottom up, you know, from those countries
I
that
agree.
really need it.
Yeah, because I mean, if we talk about being our own bank, people in the States here, you know, we're so comfortable. We have banks everywhere. We don't understand what that means to be your own bank, and some people don't even want that responsibility.
Nope.
But the unbanked are those people like in South American countries and in Africa and Asian countries that don't have access to actual financial institutions. So that's where it's groundbreaking. So yeah, you're right. From the ground up is where it would be more effective, and I think that's where it was designed for the most. It wasn't designed for the rich people by any means.
I agree. And I think we've kind of gotten away from, again, I kind of talked about it, you know, before. It was a libertarian anarchy type of movement that cryptocurrencies was birthed out of, and we've gotten away from that. And so hopefully we can kind of come back center.
I mean, there's still a decent faction.
Yeah.
I mean, something like Anarchism has like grown over the past couple of years. Now it's pretty much like a sold out event. And
Are you going this year?
I'd like to. I think I'm having some passport issues. I'm looking into getting those resolved. But yeah, I want to go.
Have you had Jeff on?
I haven't, but I've spoken with him. I was supposed to do an interview, but some issues happened, and yeah, I'm supposed to have it rescheduled. Jeff's a weird dude. He's cool though.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's cool. I get to meet him for the first time out in Vegas at the World Crypto Con.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that too, because he was supposed to be a speaker at the World Crypto Con, and something kind of happened with that, right?
Yeah. I don't even know like all the. Maybe you might. I don't know, but I just found out that when I first got to Vegas, there was a pre-party at this place called Sophia's with Coin Sierra Club, which is a company that I'm with out in Vegas. And there I met Josh from World Alternative Media and Jeff Berwick from Dollar Vigilante. And they were both drinking a little bit and were trying to explain to me what happened. I didn't get a full understanding except for the fact that Jeff was canceled and that World Alternative Media was being denied passes and they were calling them Nazis. So
that's all I know.
I didn't.
I don't understand what that's about. See, that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like the industry is changing.
Yeah, because
like that would have never happened.
That highly offended me. That really did. And I asked Jeff because the CEO for WCC is with Coin Sierra Club, and I was going to try to talk with him and ask what the deal was, if he knew what was happening, or if it was somebody else on his staff who made that decision, or find out what the deal was. And Jeff was just like, regardless, I'm pissed off and I don't want to be involved. So, but yeah, it kind of pissed me off the fact that, you know, that was somebody I was looking forward to hear speak, was Jeff Berwick. And I'm an anarchist myself. I'm a voluntarist. So to have something like that take place was definitely offensive to me. And then on another note, I don't know if you heard about this, but Josh from World Alternative Media was apparently poisoned in some fashion. I think it was that Wednesday night that we had the.
Oh, that's the guy that was poisoned.
Yeah, and he went to the hospital and had heart issues.
Oh my God!
Almost passed away. So he was in that Nazi category, you know. And then the odd thing was, I saw when I was walking through the lobby, I saw this guy Chris Green with it's another one of those alternative news organizations, and he had a press pass and he was walking around with cameras and stuff, and I didn't understand how he was in the same category of content as what World Alternative Media does, and in the similar vein as what Jeff Berwick does, not necessarily talking about anarchy and voluntarism, but being alternate news. Mm-hmm. And he was given his press passes and credentials and stuff. So I don't understand if maybe it was something personal. I don't know. So I kind of have mixed feelings about World CryptoCon overall.
I asked the guy about the president or whatever, Eric, of World CryptoCon. I asked him about it when I met him.
You did? About the
He
Jeff
kind of
Berwick
spun,
thing?
yeah, of course, because I was pissed about that. And he kind of spun it off like, I forgot what he said, but it was totally different than what, when I saw you the first day at the check-in when we were talking about it. It was totally different than what the story you just said and what I heard. So I don't know, man. I don't know what happened with that.
And I don't even know if this was like something that Charlie Lee decided to do on his own, or if World CryptoCon actually were making him wait in line for his registration information. Did you remember seeing Charlie Lee waiting in line to get his pass and stuff for the convention?
Yeah, I did. I did.
I just like, why are you making Charlie Lee wait in line? I just thought that was kind of an odd deal. Like the whole convention was just kind of a weird ordeal. I mean, it definitely left a sour taste in my mouth overall.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It was a little weird. I will give him credit. That was his first time
Yeah, I mean, I'm not dissing
doing
it
it.
completely.
Yeah, I mean, but I agree with you though. It was a little weird. A little weird. I was not did not appreciate that how they did Jeff.
And I really couldn't find out like specific answers why. I mean, there's a couple people on the staff that I really like that I enjoyed talking with and working with, and I definitely hope that they have a better convention next year. I think they're going to do something in Europe, from what I understand. I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully they'll have some anarchists this time, or if they schedule someone like Jeff Berwick, they won't cancel him without really giving notice, because he didn't know until he got there that he was being canceled, and technically he came from Acapulco, Mexico. So I mean,
Right.
yeah, that's not cool. They should, if they didn't want him to speak, they should have let him know in advance.
Exactly. But other than that, though, of course, I always love kicking it with you guys, like interacting with people who are down to earth. Like we didn't. I think our first time meeting was at the Vegas conference, right?
It was.
Yeah. But I'm all about vibe and energy, and I was like, man, this guy Rice is a really cool cat. So meeting with you, with Trek, with my man Ken Bozak, like it's good. That kind of makes up for some of the
Yeah, it was really great to be able to meet a lot of people for the first time in real life. Gaston Cruz with
Gaston, yeah.
He was a really cool guy to meet in person. First time I got to meet Ben Simchi, Bitcoin Ben. So yeah, I definitely really enjoyed that. That was the one good thing that I was really excited about with World CryptoCon, is that they were doing all this with the content creators and inviting the content creators to be a part of it, which gave us an opportunity to meet each other in person and whatnot. The unfortunate thing was I had a lot of personal family issues going on that I found out like the second day I was in Vegas that just completely took my attention and focus away. So I really wasn't able to even enjoy some of the speakers and stuff that I was looking forward to. I just wasn't able to focus. So that kind of sucked. But I've got a lot of interviews that I had scheduled that I'm making up that I had to do. Like I was supposed to do one with Charlie Lee, but I just couldn't focus on doing the interview. So I asked him if we could reschedule it and stuff. So
okay. Yeah, man. It's like I said, man, that makes up for it to me, man. Just getting a chance to meet you guys. I did a quick interview with Charlie Lee in the hallway. I was kicking it with what's his name? I forgot his name.
John Kim.
Johnny Kim.
John Kim.
Yeah, Johnny Kim. Had an awesome time with him. I actually just had him on my channel. Was it last week? I think.
I just checked it out.
Yeah, we had a good time, man. That guy is a ball of knowledge, man. He's got so much knowledge and wisdom. So we had a good time kicking it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trek, man, maybe we should try to do something, another conversation, involve him, because me and Trek have done some stuff in the past together with Last Week in Crypto with Bozak, and we vibe really well together. And I'd like to have some conversations with three of us. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be good. I kicked it with Trek a lot actually when I was out there in Vegas. First time meeting him in person as well. Really
He's
good guy.
People.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's all about building a circle and a community of genuine people in this crypto space.
Right.
And spreading the word, because there's a lot of phonies in this joint.
I agree, dude. We definitely gotta do this some more, man. I know we don't want to keep this like super long. So I mean, we definitely gotta stay in contact, and I'm gonna be doing content more frequently. So anytime you want to come on my show, anytime.
Same here.
But I definitely like to do some stuff, and I encourage people, if it's the first time you're checking out either one of our stuff, make sure you're checking out both of our channels, subscribe, follow, hit those like button, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'll be dropping a link, the video I post on my channel, guys, a link to Rice Crypto's and content and everything is below. So definitely check them out.
I'll do the same for you, Mr. Crypto Blood, as well. Yep. So yeah, definitely in the description box, check out the links below. We appreciate you guys checking out. Dude, it was awesome, man, meeting you for the first time, like
absolutely
in Vegas, and good talking to you tonight, man. You're smart, dude. I've been following your channel, so I definitely want to talk with you. You're one of the few content creators that I actually like to listen to on a regular basis. There's a lot of guys that I check out here and there. On for a consistency. I like watching your stuff. I like Tito from Arcane Bear. I do check out some of the Cryptoverse stuff. Omar Bam, Crypto's News, and my boy Bozak.
Yeah, he's I think he's starting to ramp up and start doing some more content as well. He kind of fell off a little bit. I'm glad to see him back.
He's back home now, so he's not doing all his like million convention tours. So he's giving him a chance to go through all of his content that he's had, and he's also done something really cool, man. I think you took advantage of it too. He was doing that where he's allowing people, just anybody, to schedule time to do like an hour live with him, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, we had a good time, man. I posted that on my channel as well. Cool. Like I said, man, connecting and building with real people, that's what it's all about. I love it.
Word. Well, I much appreciate, dude. We definitely got to do this again. So
absolutely.
Thanks,
all right.
We'll talk soon, brother.
Holla.
Later.